On this episode of the Highway 62 podcast, we're going to talk to Mike Caravella, who is a repeat guest, and we're going to find out everything that's happening with his newly released feature-length film, Astral Plane Drifter. That's coming up on this episode. All right, Mike Caravella, the Astral Plane Drifter. Welcome back to the Highway 62 podcast.
Thanks, Danny. It's good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, you too. So the first time you were on the show, we talked a lot about your background in acting and, struggles and challenges that you had gone through and the comeback you made. And at that time, Astral Plane Drifter was a short film you had put together and had some great success and a lot of accolades in some film festivals and things like that. And your mission at that time was trying to turn this into a feature-length film, which you did. And, tell us a little bit about just kind of that process. And, I know the funding was something we talked a lot about at the original interview.
Right. And that was the process. That was and there was multiple different layers of hard parts along the way. But I don't remember last time I was speaking to you. I think maybe I'm not sure if I originally was working with a production company and I thought they were going to raise the money. And then that stalled several times. They just weren't coming through. And then I just decided to do it on my own. So everybody told me not to do an Indiegogo, not to do they're like all my friends, and I had a couple of friends in the industry that are semi-famous, and they're like, don't do it. You're going to embarrass yourself. And I said, well, I don't really see another means to get this going right now. So I did it, and I didn't raise the money that I wanted to raise, but I raised a good amount of money, and that raised interest. People were watching. Just because people aren't liking things on your social media doesn't mean they're not watching you.
Yeah.
But I've learned over time is I got eyes on me all the time with this thing because I'm a little bit out there and doing things a little bit different than the norm. So I know people are like, this guy is crazy, but he might be onto something. So I'm going to watch it. So I did the Indiegogo and we raised some interest and I got some investors. And then between the Indiegogo and my investors, I raised about half the money that I wanted. So I went to my wife and we're like, it's time for us to push our chips into the middle of the table. We're going all in. And she's a gamer, man. She's got bigger balls than I do, man. So she's like, so she was all in, and she's been a tremendous support network, and more than just a support network. I mean, we're a team. I mean, nothing happens unless we're both on board for it. And so we did. So we went all in, and we raised the money, and that was towards the end of 2023, and then we shot it November and December. Out here in the desert. So
to give us some perspective, what kind of budget are we talking about?
Well, yeah. So I would say it's more than a little, but less than a lot. So I can't talk in exact numbers because if I exact numbers, then somebody eventually, if I want to make a deal, somebody say, "Oh, you made it for this," so I'm offering.
Right, I gotcha. Okay.
So and I'm not really. And we'll get into that later. I'm not really exactly anchored into making a deal because I'm ready to do this thing on my own too. So we'll talk about that down the road a little bit. But so it's not a super low budget, but it is a low budget, and it's nowhere near what the industry has. Nowhere near. So it is a low budget indie, but not super low budget. Not crazy. No, I didn't make a movie for $10,000. So we didn't do that. So it's significantly more than that, but still a very small amount of money. And it's a really ambitious movie for a low budget indie movie. We covered a lot of things. We got VFX, we got music. There's a lot of things going on, and we got great landscape out here in the desert. Not only the exteriors, but we found some wild areas because you live out here, so you know what's going on. There's some cool stuff out here. And we really got a great looking movie for the amount of money that we spent. And we're
Oh,
all
very
every
cool.
inch of this high desert. My house is in Yucca Valley. My house was base camp, and I had 50 people living in my house for a month.
Your
All
wife,
over.
yeah, your wife is a team player.
Oh my God! So yeah, we were up till every night after production till 2, 3 in the morning cleaning up, and then we were back up at 5. I'm in hair and makeup, and she's
Oh,
going to work because she teaches at 29 Palms High School,
okay.
and trying to get the kid out to school because at the time, the now 14-year-old was 11, and he was still, I think he was still in 6th grade. He was still in elementary school when we filmed. So yeah, it was crazy time, and like my garage turned out to be the sound stage, so we did some interiors in there. So we built out. So I had teams of construction people in the garage every day building
Oh my
sets,
gosh.
and like my kitchen was craft services, and my dining room was hair and makeup, and my living room was costume design, and I had the extra bedroom that I had 2 people living in, and I had people sleeping on every couch and futon and floor and air mattress, and it was crazy.
Wow.
But then we shot here in Yucca, Landers, 29, Amboy. We went up to Death Valley, all over the place, man. So like we really took advantage of the locations out here, and we got a beautiful looking movie. So.
For the people that aren't familiar with the short, the short film originally, give us a little synopsis of the film.
Yeah, it's hard to put a synopsis on this thing. It's so
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
What I like to do is it's a multi-genre movie. So and we've won awards in many different genres, and like so it is definitely a midnight movie, cult classic type of a movie. So the best way to explain it is it is a Western sci-fi kung fu grindhouse psychedelic stoner comedy. It's just about this dude who is on an existential journey, and you know, he has to save some of his friends and perhaps even the universe. And he comes across a cast of characters along the way as he's traveling through the wide expanse desert, and chaos ensues.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I loved the original short film. I thought it was really cool. Just captured a really great vibe, and you
dang
know,
it. So we actually reshot the short. So like so the short was 10 minutes. So 10 of the first 15 minutes of the feature is the short reshot, and then we expand the universe, and then we go
okay,
deep and even crazier. Yeah, and
that's amazing. So, quite an adventure filming this thing. I'm sure it must have felt strange when it was done.
yeah,
And you could get back to some kind of normalcy. But I mean, you've been traveling all over. I follow
yeah.
your Instagram and stuff, and I mean, you've been all over the country.
Yeah, there's no normalcy in my life. Go, go, go. It's crazy. I've built it. I've manifested it. And it's exactly what I wanted. And I got what I wanted. And sometimes I'm like,
Hey folks, Seth here from Cliffhanger Guides. Are you curious about rock climbing in Joshua National Park? Got kids who love adventure out on the rocks? And hey, are you a Morongo Basin local? If so, we are stoked to offer you a 25 to 50% off guided rock climbing trip on non-peak season dates. Come climb, explore, and see your backyard in a whole new way. Head to cliffhangerguides.com, shoot us a message, and use promo code JTROCKS. Cliffhanger Guides, local roots and desert proud.
did you really want to do all this? But yeah, at the end of the day, I love it. When I'm out with the movie and I'm meeting people, it's great. I love it.
So, tell us a little bit about, because I think this stuff is so interesting, and I think for people that aren't in the industry, it's really cool to kind of hear how this stuff works. So, you finish this film. How do you put together this media tour and kind of film festival tour, and just what's that all like?
So, there's different levels, and what I'm doing is kind of unique. I feel like I'm a pioneer. There are several other people that have done this, what I'm doing, and are successful at it. But I'm on the front end of like a new age of independent film, where I'm taking the movie to the people myself. Because there are not great distribution deals out there for low budget. You kind of got to be an insider. And even though I worked in the industry as an actor on TV shows and movies, and I guess quote unquote, I used to be an insider. I am not. I was small potatoes in the big machine. So so I know how all that works, and I had a good inkling of how that works. And like I've had opportunities to make streaming deals, and I've rejected them so far. 4 of them, they're just not. I mean, for the layman or for the regular person who doesn't know, they're like, well, why don't you just put it on Netflix? Well, Netflix stopped buying movies like 12 years ago, so they make their own content and they put out their own stuff, and that's pretty much what they all do. So unless you want to go on like Tubi or Freevee through Amazon Prime Direct, there's not really a pathway for a lot of money. You could make some money if you start doing like the a la carte service where you do on-demand purchasing, but you really need to have a lot of money to advertise behind you.
Yeah.
So I don't have that. Everything that I had went into making the movie. So I don't really have a publicity machine. A lot of the movies that find quick success behind the scenes is that they have booking agents and they have PR people. And all that costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to do all that stuff. So when you see a brand new independent movie, they got 100 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff, they have a publicity machine behind them.
Yeah.
So that's not how it works if you're just a humble guy with a modest budget trying to make things work out of your pocket, which is what I'm doing. So I just took it on myself because I said the only way this movie is going to get to the level that I believe it can get to is if I build the grassroots movement behind it. I got to take it out to the people one by one, build up the profile, continue to build up the profile. So I started doing film festivals because that's a good way to start, right? To get your movie out there before you can't, like, movie theaters aren't just going to book you because, hey, I have a movie, I'm coming in. Not going to do that. So you start with some film festivals and hopefully you get lucky because especially like with my movie in particular, it's such a crazy, wild, different movie. A lot of film festivals don't know what to do with it. They have no idea what to do. They go in, and I disagree with this. A lot of the film festivals go in and they have their curation concept in their mind. They go into a film festival like, all right, this is what we're doing this year. And they have no idea what submissions are coming in. And I understand if you have a genre, if you're a horror festival or if you're a comedy festival.
Yeah.
But they actually nuance that, niche it. This is what we're doing. This is our theme this year. Without knowing what content is coming in. So they paint themselves into a corner. Well, this is what we're doing this year. And it doesn't really matter what kind of movie. If this movie's really good, well, it doesn't really fit our curation concept this year. So we're not going to include that one. But this one fits our curation concept. Even though this one's 10 times better than the one that fits our concept, we're going to go with the one that's not as good because that fits our theme. So, and they all do it. They all do it. And like, I have a lot of friends that are film festival directors, and I tell them firsthand, up face to face, just take the best movies that come across your table, and then you build. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So if I'm a film festival and I have 500 movies, and I have 20, I'm taking the 20 best ones that I feel are the best ones, and then I build my curation around.
Yeah.
But they do it opposite, and they all do the same thing. So
okay. Interesting.
So that being said, I've had a pretty good run here so far. So we premiered last October, so it's almost a year to the day, October 18th. We had a world premiere at a pretty good festival, a horror festival in St. George, Utah, called Horror Fest. We won Best Genre Bender there. We beat several movies that already had distribution in our category. That was our world premiere.
Cool.
So that was, and then we went to New York right after that. So it was in Midtown Manhattan. Dances with Films, which is a big film festival based out of Hollywood. They have a New York branch as well. We went to the New York one. We played at the Regal Cinemas in Union Square, and that was great. And we've been on a little bit of a run. I'm now in 28, 29 film festivals over 11 months. We've won 9 awards. We've been nominated for 9 other ones. I have a few more we're doing to finish out the year. I'm going to finish out the calendar year doing film festivals, and then I'm going to wrap up the festival component. What I've also been doing, it wasn't part of my plan. It was part of do the festivals, build up the profile, and then start doing what's called roadshow screenings, where I go out and I bring the movie myself and I build a little event around. So I go out with the movie and I have my own red carpet stuff and backdrop, and we sell merchandise. And I'm there, and sometimes other people from my movie, if they're in town or they can make it out of town, show with me. So sometimes my actors or some of my production people come and we do introduction to the movie, you do a Q&A, meet and greets, hang out at the after parties, hang out at the bar, and just hang out with people and get to connect with the people and sell the movie, right? So, and I didn't plan on doing that until after I was done with the festival run, but I had theater managers and theater owners where we're in the festivals are like, anytime you're ready to show this movie at a theater, we'd love to have you. So I started doing that a few months ago. So now on top of doing the festivals, which is unique, most people don't do this, but I kind of fly my own flag and do my own thing. So I was like, even though it's not the norm, it's all right. I'm going to start doing my roadshow screenings while we're playing festivals. So I did that. So on top of on top of all the festival appearances, I've done 12 independent screenings, roadshow screenings as well.
Okay.
I actually went on a road trip during the summer. I think it was July to August. It was like 17 days, 22 states,
Yeah.
7,500 miles in my car because I got to bring everything with me. I got all the stuff that I got to bring with me.
Yeah.
So that was pretty exhausting, but we did it and we had great turnout. And like we played in places like, we're here in Southern California and I'm from New York, but we played in Iowa, we played in Florida, we played in Georgia, we played in Ohio. So getting it out there, like Iowa City, Iowa, we were it was like a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock because they have like a late night house kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night in like, it's a college town. So like college kids aren't there. It's summertime.
Yeah.
I had like 70 people in the theater for my
Cool.
movie. It's like,
Wow.
yeah. So it was cool. So there was definitely like a Rocky Horror vibe to this thing.
Yeah. Do you get up and speak at those?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do an intro. So I come up front and I do a little shtick and I do a little intro to the movie and prime people for what they're about to witness. And then I come afterwards and I do a Q&A and I speak a little bit and then I open the floor to Q&A. And like my last festival we just did in Buffalo where we won at Amazing Fantasy Fest. The movie showed on a Sunday night at 9 and ended at 10:30 at midnight. The festival director came down and said, "All right, the theater manager wants to go home. You have to stop talking." And then we actually kept it a little bit longer because a bunch of people came up and bought a bunch of merch. Because as you can see, we're wearing merch. We have some cool merch, and we have more coming. I have different brighter colors and more stuff.
Yeah,
coming.
I love the poster behind you.
Yeah, that's my dad's the poster right behind us.
That's amazing.
And we have 11 by 17s that we sell, but I'll get you one, Danny.
Yeah, I'd love to have that. Yeah, my wall at the house here. I've been to a few events like that where the filmmakers or an actor or somebody gets up and speaks, and just being a movie buff geek that I am, I mean, to me that just means so much. I just find it so fascinating and just so interesting, and just sometimes that insight into how something was made or the stories behind it just suck you even deeper into your appreciation or love for a movie. So I think that's really, really cool. And I would encourage people, like, if all you've really done is, you watch streaming. I mean, a lot of people don't go to the theater anymore. And if you can get out to an event, either a film festival or some kind of screening like this, it's just, man, it elevates the whole thing to just a different love of the art form.
Yeah, and I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit right now. So like when you come out to mine, even if I'm the only one there, you're going to get every component because I'm the writer. So if you want to know about the development of the thing, I could tell you about that because I wrote it. I'm the producer, and I was there for every step of principal and post-production. So I could tell you about every step on everything there, and I'm the lead actor. So if you want, creativity and acting components. So, I'm all over this thing. This is my movie. So when you come, any question you have about any component, I'll answer everything honestly. Even if you got tricky questions, and you want to know some dirt, I'll give you a little bit. I won't give you a lot, but I'll give you a little.
What, obviously, and you can touch base to kind of like what the end game is.
Right.
Like you have investors. Obviously, they'd like to get their investment back plus some extra.
Right.
You've got a ton of your personal, money involved in this. How do you make money along the way now? And what's the end game look like?
Right. So for me, what I feel is the best path for us right now is for me to continue to go out there and do the grassroots, just like a new age politician, somebody trying to make their way. They're trying to get into the House of Representatives. They start going out small town to small town, knocking on doors, shaking hands. So I'm kind of in that aspect of the journey right now. So for us, I would love to make a substantial deal that would get my investors back their investment plus their return on investment, and then hopefully make some money back for myself, and hopefully open us up to making another movie because I have two more. It's a trilogy, this thing.
Okay.
So I have 2 scripts ready to go. So I want to make the next 2. I want to make the whole thing. So But for me to make that to get the grand prize, to grab the brass ring, I really have to be steadfast and principled and not bending just to sell the thing. I have to make sure I'm making the right deal. So, and there's lots of bad deals out there. And, I'm a Brooklyn Sicilian raised in the 70s. So I see bullshit coming from a mile away. So, and there's a lot of it. So, I'm a little trepidatious when I'm going to make a deal. I need you to tell me everything so I can make the right deal. And this has been a problem. If you're not giving me all the information that I need, then I know that I'm not making the proper deal. So far I haven't made that, but I will at some point. But we need to raise the profile of the movie. So raising the profile of the movie is continuing to get the movie out, continuing to get people to see the movie, continuing to get people to rate it, because we're on Rotten Tomatoes and we're on Letterboxd and we're on IMDb. You see the movie, give us ratings. Trying to get people to write reviews for the movie, which, is difficult, so trying to get people to come out. So I've gotten 2 LA Film Critic Association members to write reviews. We've got fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, so we're currently fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. We got great rate. We had like an 8.8 on IMDb. We're like at an 8 on Letterboxd. Letterboxd is a little more tricky because that's kind of like a social media thing, and people want to be popular and funny.
Yeah.
So they want to draw attention to themselves. So sometimes they write stuff that's, I had a guy give me a negative review because I was selling merchandise at my screening, and he didn't like that. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I was just supposed to tour the country on my day
and starve. Right. That's like, that's like coming down on a band for selling merch at their shows.
Yeah.
For bands even for bigger bands, that's a huge part of the financial component sometimes.
How do you think I got here to perform, and how do you think I'm getting to the next town?
Right.
Yeah, so we got to take it to the people, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'm adding different components. So we're going to be done with the festivals in a couple months. So I'm actually going to start doing conventions at the beginning of next year. So probably my first, I think it's probably going to be our first, but we'll be in Vegas for our first one, second week of January, Days of the Dead Film Festival, horror convention. It's a big horror con, but even though we're not a horror movie, we're a genre movie.
Yeah.
And the horror people love the genre stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to start there. It's kind of local. We're only 3 hours from Vegas, so I'm going to get out there and do that. But on top of booking theaters, what I'm doing now, here's a good segue why we're here and doing this today, is that because what our movie is, what it is, and it's a party vibe, it's a midnight movie vibe, it's a get-together communal vibe.
Yeah.
We're doing the Cheech and Chong and the Rocky Horror and the Flash Gordon Midnight Screams, so people get together and do the thing. I thought it would be a good idea to start screening the movie at breweries and dispensaries, because a lot of those places have event spaces and they do some kind of screening. So I feel like that's a good thing. So we're going to be doing that right here in 29 Palms in a couple of weeks at the 29 Palms Beer Co. So they were cool because when the time we filmed the movie, that the brewery wasn't open yet, but the bar down the road, Ground Squirrel, was.
Sure.
So Mike Usher over at Ground Squirrel, they were instrumental in helping us with the movie. So they did some catering for the movie.
Oh, cool.
I got us a location for the movie. He helped us with some housing for some of the actors. So they were very helpful to the movie, and so it was just a natural fit that when I was going to start doing these things, I went to Mike and said, hey, I'm ready to start doing some breweries and screenings. You're the first one that needs to do it. So he jumped in. He was all in.
Yeah. So that is the 18th, correct?
Right. That is Saturday, October 18th, and it's at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Okay.
And that's going to be a fun day because there's Pioneer Days going on out there.
Right.
So the band show is right behind so there's going to be some live music in the early part of the evening. There's a parade. Mike kind of twisted my arm yesterday, and I might be marching in the parade as the drip. So that might happen. So there's going to be some fun things.
Yeah. Is there a cost, like a ticket entry to watch the film?
It's a free admission, and we're going to be doing some beer specials. And we have it's not official yet, but we had a conversation yesterday. There's going to be a really cool beer special that I can't announce yet.
All right.
There's one that's going to be really super cool. But obviously I'm going to be selling merchandise. and donations are welcome. I mean, I do have to try and keep this movie going and raise the profile.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'll have stuff out, but there's no cost to get in, and we'll have some beer specials running, and we just want to get as many people in there and get the vibe going.
It sounds amazing. Of course, I'll be out of town.
Yeah.
As it always works out for me, I will not be able to make it to that event. I was at 29 Beer Co. last night, though, watching the Dodger game. So it's a great place. If people haven't been there, it's a great place to go. I think it sounds like a super fun event. So that's Saturday, the 18th, 8 p.m., 29 Beer Company, right on Highway 62 in downtown 29 Palms.
Yeah, and the downtown area is really coming along. I mean,
Yeah.
moved out here 9 years ago now, and like that whole stretch of 29 is like a different place now than when I
Yeah. Lots of cool stuff going on along there. So, Mike, it was super interesting to get caught up on what you've been doing with the film. It's real exciting. I look forward to just seeing the evolution over the next couple years.
Yeah, so I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to be out there grinding, doing the thing, taking the movie town to town. I'll have Blu-rays at the beginning of next year, so we'll be adding that
All
to
right.
screenings. Yeah, when I start the conventions in January, I should have Blu-rays ready. So we'll be doing
Wonderful.
Streaming is going to be a little while. I know people like to ask me all the time about the streaming because we have to build the culture before we go. I mean, for me to go up on streaming and make it profitable, worth my while, we have to raise the profile of the movie first. We got to get a good buzz behind it, and we're getting there. But we're just scratching the surface still. We need to keep building. So I'll be coming out to I'll tell everybody right now. www.astralplanedrifter.com. That's the website. Pretty interactive. The trailer is on there. All the laurels that we've won so far are on there. Or screenings that we've done so far and what we're going to be doing are on there. We have a merch store available on there as well. So we're selling the merch direct right from you can see us at events and we sell it. And we also have it online on the web store. So it's a pretty cool website. I do that as well myself.
Yeah.
Everything else. So, So
I'll make sure to put all the links in the show notes here and in the description up on YouTube. So, everybody click on over there. Mike, thank you so much for jumping back on the podcast here, man. Really proud of your success and can't wait to see more.
Thanks, Danny. It was good talking to you. Thanks for the time and hope to see you at screening soon. We got to get you one.
Absolutely.
All right.